Good afternoon, sir. Chandu sir.
All. Good afternoon, sir. Uh, Hello, Chandramohan, sir.
Yeah, good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir. Ma'am, Vasanta, madam.
Sir, good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. Please, could you introduce us?
Okay. Okay, sir. Sure. Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the 11th session of 11th session of day 6. And it's my privilege to introduce our esteemed speaker of this session, Dr. Chandramohan, sir, to hand over the session. Thank you. Welcome, sir.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am. Yeah, so I'll just quickly start. Please stop sharing, ma'am. I'm sharing my screen.
Okay, sir.
Sir, you can share now, sir.
Yeah, I'm sharing. Yeah, is it visible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Dear participants, thank you once again for joining for my second session. Yeah, this is in the last session. I discussed like first to three topics: neural networks, NLP, backpropagation, convolution neural networks, and I discussed one case study. I think handwritten digit classification. So interpretability in CNN I didn't discuss due to time constraints. Now today I'm going to start RNN, recurrent neural networks, according to schedule. So what I'm going to discuss in recurrent neural networks, first I'll introduce recurrent neural networks, how to train recurrent neural networks, different types of recurrent neural networks, and a specialized recurrent neural networks, that is LSTM, I'll discuss. I'll go for one case study, like a simple case study, and I'll try to introduce variations in LSTM. So how can LSTM solve our problem, whatever the problem we faced, that long-term dependency problem, we will try to understand that. First of all, what is the need for recurrent neural networks? We'll go to LSTM later. What is the need for? Is my voice is clear? Can you please confirm?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So what is the need for recurrent neural networks? First, sentiment analysis, like suppose if you take a natural language subject research area, so that sentiment analysis is one of the evergreen, right? Like a research area, we can analyze sentiments. So suppose a simple initial days, what are the sentiment analysis? Simple positive sentiment, negative sentiment. If you give a review for a movie, for a like product, or for anything, so either it is a positive review or negative review. That is sentiment, positive sentiment or negative sentiment. Okay. So some people may do neutral also, but generally positive, negative we will talk. Now sentiment now changed a lot. Sentiment analysis. So what is the impact of sentiment on humans, and which is leading to various psychiatric disorders? Okay, now research is going on in that direction. Okay, so how, based on that sentiment, are like emotions, different emotions, how persons are facing problems and is going into depression, or he is facing some psychiatric disorders. So this sentiment class analysis things, so to detect positive or negative, we should depend on various words in the sentence. Now, time series data. So time series data, simple time series data, like you take it, suppose today, what is the like today today the budget introduced, right? So today, as everybody is employed, okay, you know the tax exemption. So last year, how much they exempted? This year, how much they exempted? Maybe after 2 3 years, what may be the exemption? Okay, so that is future time series. It's a time series. Every year in the budget they will discuss something. So what may be the thing? Okay, what is the inflation rate in next to 2 years? What may be the exemption in the uh, tax? Such predictions, future things we can do based on time series data. Next, machine translation. Machine translation means one language to other language translation. Okay. For that purpose, also we required recurrent neural network. So because suppose if you want to convert English sentence into Telugu, first we should read complete English sentence. We need to remember that. Then only we will start conversion into Telugu. Word by word conversion, if you do it, it will not work out properly. Means the sentences from Telugu to English or English to Telugu conversion, it will not work out properly. Same way Hindi to English, every language if you take it. So first we should understand complete sentence. Then on we need to remember it, and then only we can start producing, translating that language to other language. Next, speech recognition. So speech recognition tasks also recurrent neural networks important, and image captioning. Suppose if you give image, it will try to understand that complete image, and it will try to generate caption for that image, or not only caption, description of that image, we can say. It will describe about that image. Okay, these type of things. So the system should remember something. Based on that, it will do some task. So such cases are recurrent neural network are very important, because in CNN, what it will do, it will simply extract features. That's it. It will not remember anything. Okay. So the core idea is simple example. This example you take it, a very, very simple example. The phone is very fast. Okay. Usually the phone is very dash. If we give, suppose if you want to build a model, it should predict the phone is very good, the phone is very fast, or the phone is very nice. This type of predictions it will do. So same place here. Instead of phone, if I'll keep that table is very dash, can we predict the table is very fast? No, because table is very nice. That's good. That's a correct sentence. So by changing phone to table, this fast word, we are not going to predict it, because to predict this fast word, so we are purely depending on the phone word. So we have to remember the previous words to predict future words. Okay. So such scenarios, we need separate neural networks. Those are recurrent neural networks. So suppose if you want to solve this by using CNN, we required a huge amount of CNNs, okay, to process it and to predict it. So the simplest one is recurrent neural networks. What is recurrent neural network? Recurrent neural networks works like a loop. Okay, it's recurrent neural networks works like loops, allowing information to persist. It will remember information in that process. The phone is very fast. See, I told you, if it will forget about phone, predicting this fast word is very difficult. Actually, really, if you speak, really it will predict word fast? No. It will predict some numerical vector. From that numerical vector, we will decide the word fast. Okay. On the whole vocabulary, we will construct embedding, we can call it as. Embedding vectors we can generate. Finally, this output also generates an embedding vector. From that embedding vector, we will predict the word fast or something. Okay. A recurrent neural network, you take this. It is temporal. So purely temporal. Yeah, just give me 1 second. I'll open that online whiteboard. Now, it's purely temporal. So what we are saying, this is my recurrent neural network I'm taking now. Okay. So here we are taking one input x1. At a time t is equals to 1, this is my input. It is processing here. It is generating some output h1. Imagine h1. So now this is xt, some time instance. It is taking, it is processing, it is generating that output. Now next time, the same model only. Now at a time, same model. Okay, I'm not taking different model, that same A model only. So at the time instance, t is equals to 2, it will take one more input, that is x2. It will, before generating h2, it will also takes previous output. Whatever that h1 it is generated previously, it will take it. So same way here, it will continue, time based on time. At a time t is equals to I, same something structure it will generate, and the hi it will generate it, and so on. Okay, so means it's a single network. Okay, and if you see the network, it look like this. If you unroll the network, it look like this. At a time t is equals to n instance, it will generate h of n. A recurrent neural network thought of multiple copies of same network, each passing a message to the successor. Okay, everything send some information to the successor. Means how much this previous input information is important, that such information it will forward. Where we can use recurrent neural networks in research areas, bioinformatics, computational biology, machine translation, speech recognition, language modeling, image captioning, everywhere we can use it. Now you see one more simple network. So some network to predict this feature output, it may depend on previous two character words only. Suppose take this simple example. I'll instead of simple sentence, I can say I born and brought up in Hyderabad. Then I did my schooling in Hyderabad. Then I did UG in somewhere, and PG in somewhere. I did job somewhere, other states, and finally I settled in US. So I can speak fluent dash. Okay, which, so this in this whole sentence, set of sentences, paragraph, I can speak fluent. Suppose I settled in US, or I settled in somewhere like Japan, you take it. So usually my language depends on where I born and brought up and where I settled. It depends, okay? But I can, usually we can predict, I born and brought up in Hyderabad means usually, majority cases, I can speak Telugu, fluent Telugu, okay? Or if due to my studies, I may speak fluent English. That understanding machine should do, okay? Means it should depend on the previous inputs. Okay, so RNNs are absolutely capable of handling such long-term dependencies, long back words we are depending to predict future words. Okay, so dependencies theoretically but not practical. Practically it will not solve it. Then which one will solve it? We will see further. So how recurrent neural network work? What is the working mechanism of recurrent neural network? So just to take one simple example, movie review database for sentiment classification. So data set contains xi, yi. Xi is sentence or paragraph, whatever it is, and the corresponding class label. So we, in recurrent neural network also, we are doing supervised learning only. So in this D, xi, yi means, D is a sentence, means group of words or group of sentences. Some people will write very big review, some people will write small review. So this type of cases, what we can take, that complete review as one xi, I'll take it. Okay, so yi is either positive review means 1, negative review means 0 or -1. Some cases they will take 1, some cases they'll take -1. Both are same. It's a binary classification only. Now, if you go in detail, xi contains words. x11, x12, x13. First review, first words, first review, second word, third word, fourth word, and so on. Corresponding 0 or 1. So how to build vectors from the text? So words are converted into 100 encoding vectors over a vocabulary. Means what we can do, that I'll discuss in detail. What we can do, so those words frequency we can calculate, and we can arrange based on their ranks, and top 5,000 words like that we will consider. That is, we can decide for top 5,000 or top 2,000 words only. We will decide, and based on those ranks, we will give some embedding vector, 32-bit embedding vector, that 100 encoding vector. Okay, we will do it. So what is there? What are the learnable parameters in recurrent neural network? In CNN, what are the learnable parameters? Kernel values are learnable parameters. In the process of training, kernel values will update. Initially, randomly, kernel values are initialized, because in the previous day, we took one example, MNIST handwritten digit classification. In that, we took 5x5 kernel, 16 kernels we took it. Another second convolution, we took like 5x5 kernel. How many kernels we took it? We assume like 8 kernels. Those kernel values are randomly initialized initially. Then in the learning process, in the training process, those values are updated. Those values are updated. Here in recurrent neural network, what are the learnable parameters? See, any neural network, when you are studying, you should understand the core part. What is the core part? What are the learnable parameters? How we initialize? How those learnable parameters are updated? So in these recurrent neural networks, weights are associated. Those weights are learnable parameters. Like we saw MLP, weights are learnable parameters. So here, input link contains some weight, like MLP, what we saw. Every input node link contains associated with some weight. And this is the function of recurrent neural network. And it will generate some output. That output link also there. That are link also associated with some weight, that we can call W dash. And after iterations, after so many inputs, it will send to one output, that via softmax function. There is one more link. That link contains W double dash. These three weights are associated with recurrent neural network. So the function, the first function F. Okay, what is F? What is O1 is? O1 is function of what? Function of weight, this weight, into x11. Weight into this x11. Simple. And O2, what is the function of O2? This function may be any complex function, but it will take input as weight and input. And O2 is function of W into x11, x12, this W into x12 plus double dash, means previous output, into O1, and so on. Same way it will perform. Finally, it will predict some value. So in back propagation, so how can we represent the recurrent neural networks? Means two ways we can represent. This way we can represent, and this way we can show. Okay, here input it is taking previous output, concatenation it is performing some function, it is doing, it generates some output. Okay, now box representation. Now what is back propagation? What will happen? So once if you predict this value, we'll compare this value, predicted value, with the actual values for each sentence. Imagine sentence contains 10 words, means first word we will send in time t equal to 1 instance, or that time instance may be fraction of seconds, whatever it is, we don't know. So just first word, second word, third word, fourth word, 10th word. In 10 intervals, we will send those 10 words. Next sentence, same way, 1 word, 2 word, 3 word. Usually, we will make it fixed length words or fixed length inputs. We will make it. We will pass, and finally we will predict output. Okay, after these 10 words. So these 10 words, what is the output? If you pass image, okay, in this format, like take first row, like you converted two-dimensional input image into one-dimensional, that vector values you send, okay, then it will predict something, some text it will predict it, some output it will predict it, okay. So through backpropagation, here we can define loss function with respect to all these weights. We can perform gradient, and we will update these weights. This is the learning process. What are the functions, outputs involved in this? These are the functions. Partial differentiation, or what we can say gradient, with respect to w double dash, w dash, and w. So with respect to all these three weights, we can perform. Okay. Problem with the weight modified at last times step, okay, leads to a vanishing or exploding gradient. There is one problem. Other partial derivatives, dou L by dou W lot, lots of multiplications of other partial differentiations involved. Now, various types of, so I'm discussing RNNs broad way, because inside RNN, specialized RNNs are there. We will go in detail way. Okay, that's why I'm overall we are discussing RNNs. What are the different types of RNNs? There are various categories. Maybe this we studied functions, one-to-one function, one-to-many function. So different functions are there. Similar way, recurrent neural networks, we can divide one-to-one, one-to-many, many-to-one, many-to-many, like many-to-many. So two types of many-to-many is there. When we use this type of recurrent neural network, you are giving simple one input, it will generate simple single output. Okay, that we can say. So suppose if you give one image, cat image, it will generate cat. Dog image, it will generate dog. That's it. Okay, such type of cases. I'm taking one simple example. That image caption it will give. Now you take here. Here you given one-to-many. You given one image, like park image you given here. Image captioning, what it will do, it will generate some sentences. It's a image related to park. Children are playing, or elders are walking in the park. Some people are jogging in the park. Like that, it will generate sentences by detecting objects in that. Okay. So this is another category of recurrent neural networks. Which recurrent neural network we should use means, based on your application, you decide which is suitable for you. Now this one, suppose if you passed a sentence, finally it will predict one word. Okay, positive, negative. Such cases will use many-to-one. We will pass many words here. Sentiment, many words in a sentence, in the form of sentence. It will generate one single value, probability value, positive or negative. Now in this case, you take it. Machine translation. Suppose if you want to convert English to Telugu, or Hindi to Telugu, or Hindi to English, whatever the, first we should understand complete sentence. What are the words are there? I think somebody is unmuted. Please mute it. Ashish Dubey, please mute it, sir.
Sir, I have muted all, sir. Please could you unmute yourself, sir, please. Hello? Hello, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, this one is a complete sentence. First, we should understand. Once we reach to the end of the sentence, we will start generating new words. This machine translation example case, this type of recurrent neural network will use it. And you take another type of many-to-many case. Suppose English sentence. So POS tagging. Okay, I am a faculty in IIIT City. For each word, some part of speech is there. So whenever we send some word, it will generate part of speech. Whenever I send some word, it will generate part of speech, and so on. Okay, these are various types of recurrent neural networks. Modified recurrent neural networks. So we can modify like this also. Either we can do vector addition in the recurrent neural network, or we can do vector concatenation also. Vector addition means it is like this. Vector concatenation means it is like this. Okay, two variations we can use it. Now, a specialized recurrent neural network and very successful recurrent neural network is LSTM. That is long short-term memory. So long short-term memory. So why they put this confusion word for this name? It simply remembers long back information. Okay. So long short-term memory, LSTM. So LSTMs are special kind of recurrent neural networks, which works much better than the traditional version of recurrent neural networks. So what LSTM contains? It's a very complex structure actually. So here I shown in 3 boxes. Actually, it is not a 3 box, only 1 box. 3 time instances, it is shown like this. Okay. LSTMs are explicitly designed to avoid long-term dependency problem. I hope you understood what is the meaning of long-term dependency problem. Means if there is a dependency to generate some output on previous words, we need to remember, we should retain the knowledge. So for if it will not retain, that is the problem. So to overcome such problems, LSTMs works. Capable of learning order dependency in sequence prediction tasks. It will remember order also, and everything it will remember. What this complex structure contains, we should understand this in detailed way. Then only we will understand what is going on inside. If I'll show simple, this is the network, it is taking input output, means what is happening inside. So please remember, sometimes some boxes are there, yellow color boxes with sigma, tan H. So these sigma, tan H, sigma is, tan H is, all these are neural networks, trained neural networks. Don't think only activation function. Trained neural network, at the end, sigmoid activation function is there. At the end, sigmoid, tan H, here tan H is there. So there are some small baby circles. Those circles are like into symbol is there, plus symbol is there. Those are vector multiplication or vector addition it will do. Okay. And here also vector multiplication. 2 lines are going. One line on the top, that we can say cell state. And another line here it is going and it is generating here. That is output. This output is going here and it is going here also. So one is neural network and point-wise operation, vector operations, vector transfer, and concatenation, copy. What these yellow boxes? Learned neural network layers. Line carries entire vector from output to output of one node to the inputs to other nodes. Pink circles represents point-wise vector additions and multiplication. Lines merging denote concatenation. Line forking denote the content being copied and the copies are going to different locations. That's the meaning. Now if you come here, so what is this cell state? There is a line CT minus 1 means cell state contains vector only. That's simple vector. What that vector contains? So how much the previous time instance, how much data is carry forwarding, that it represents. How much data carry forwarding. So cell state. So cell state just carry the information. Okay. So it will at a time t equal to I instance, it will generate a Ci minus 1 output will get, and Ci output, cell state output, it will generate it. Okay, this is about cell state. And if you go to this network, I hope my cursor is visible. This network, okay, first we can say forget gate layer. This one, forget gate. Forget gate meaning is forget gate means suppose cell state CT minus 1, it brought one vector, something like that, 1.2, 1.5, and 1.6 or 1. This is one vector. So forget gate, there is a sigmoid function. What it will do, it will generate some probability value, like 0 to 1 probability. In this range, it will generate. Suppose previous information, whatever carry forward till now, suppose that information is not at all important. What this forget gate layer generates, it will generate 0. Okay, it will generate 0. So 0 means 3 zeros. Okay, 0, 0, 0, it will generate. These 3 zeros, we can do point-wise multiplication with the previous cell state output. Okay, so then what will happen? 0 into 1.2, 0 into 1.5, 0 into 1.1, all information becomes 0. Means here, whatever the output generating, so previous information is not at all important. If this forget gate layer generates 0 value, it will make it 0 of all the vector values. So then previous information is not at all important. Suppose previous information is very, very important. It will generate 1. 1 into 1.2, 1 into 1.5, 1 into 1. So it will carry forward the same information. Suppose previous information is only 0.4%, 40% information only important. If you ask me how the system knows that much important, so in the learning process, it will try to understand. Okay, it will understand that. Okay, the 0.4 it will generate 1.2 into 0.4, 1.5 into 0.4, 1.1 into 0.4. Okay, in this 40% of information, okay, like 0.48 information, and 1.5 means 0.6. Next, 1 means 0.4. This much cell state information carry forward. I hope I'm going very slow way and detailed way. So forget gate decides how much previous information is important. Now next one, this is about forget gate. It will take previous output, present input, and previous cell state output, whatever the output it is carry forwarding, it will decide how much previous information is important. Next one, you see CT minus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, FT equal to, forget gate output is FT, input equal to this much, it will generate CT. So what are the values it will generate? What is the forget gate layer function is sigma, this is sigma, weight WF, weight of this concatenation HU T minus 1 comma XT, the previous output, present input, plus some bias value. This is the function. It will generate some value. Obviously, it's a network with activation function sigmoid. So definitely it will generate probability value between 0 to 1. Between 0 to 1 only. Now come to input gate. This whole we can call it as update state. So this is input gate. This is TANH gate. Input gate layer, what it will do, what it will decide, how much current information is important, how much current input information is important. So input gate layer, what it will do, same way, like IT equal to sigma WI, weight associated with that input gate, HO T minus 1, this concatenation vector, XT plus bias. TANH layer, TANH what it will generate, minus 1 to 1 output it will generate. So total, we are concatenating those two outputs, and finally whatever the cell state at this instance carry forwarding, it will add to that cell state. So update state means it's a combination of multiplication of input gate layer and TANH gate output. Both we will multiply. Okay, so sorry, not multiplication, you just to see here. Okay, CT equal to FT into CT minus 1, not only simple multiplication, FT and IT into CT, this one, we can update it. Okay, we can update this one. Okay, so FT means forget gate layer into CT minus 1 plus input gate layer into CT, changed CT. Okay, this value we can multiply. Now last one is output gate. What output gate it will do? It will take this CT, current cell state vector, it will go through tanh. It will go through tanh, and this generates a sigmoid. OT output gate generates sigmoid. This is the way we can write formula. Finally, HT output at this instance is OT into tan HCT. OT into tan HCT. Okay, these are the formulas. Finally, it will generate one cell state output, one current state output, it will generate it. In this way, we will do for multiple time instances, and through backpropagation, we can update those weights, whatever the weights associated here, weight, output weight, bias, all these things. So now, variants of LSTM. What are the different variants of LSTM? There are various types of LSTM, I can say. Peephole LSTM. Peephole LSTM. In research papers, if you see, they'll use GRUs, different types, they'll use it. Different types, they'll use it. What are those types? If you see, peephole means whatever the previous cell state information, it will go to target gate layer and it will go to input gate layer. And whatever the changed cell state value after updation, it will go to this output gate. So this is why peephole LSTM we can call it as peephole LSTM. So concatenation, it is happening here. Instead of only previous state output and current input, the previous cell state information also it is concatenating. That type of LSTMs we can call it as peephole LSTM. Coupled forget gate input gate LSTM. What is the meaning of coupled forget gate input gate? If you see this, so for input gate, we removed it. So whatever the output generated from forget gate, 1 minus that we will do, and we will send to the multiplication with the tan H output. Okay, that is about coupled. So input gate and forget gate coupled together, merged. Okay. Now GRU, gated recurrent unit. This is somewhat changes happened in LSTM structure. So GRU combines the forget gate input gates into single update gate, also merges cell state and hidden state, makes some other changes. So this is the network structure, corresponding formulas. Okay. Now I just introduced recurrent neural networks, types of recurrent neural network, LSTM, variations of LSTM. One simple case study we will do, how to do programming. So mathematically we understood what are the formulas. Now how to write program for LSTM. So take the same example what I told, IMDb movie review database, movie reviews. It contains 10,000 movie reviews. Okay, it contains 10,000 movie reviews. So 10K. Okay, so 10K review, how it contains like this: positive, negative, negative, positive, positive, like this. It contains class labels. So it's very difficult to write here. I don't have any practice here. So this is the review. Imagine this is the review. Maybe one sentence, big sentence, whatever it is. This is the review. Okay. Now, this is X1, X2, X3, review 1, review 2, review 3, and so on. Okay. So now these X1 words, X1, X11, X12, X13, X14, X15. So these, some sentences, it contains few words, some sentences, it contains huge words. We should decide some fixed size, and we will do padding. How we did padding in CNN? Rows, we added pad equal to 1 means one row up and down, one column left and one column right we added. Here what we will do padding, pre-padding we will do. Suppose this all reviews I want to make 200 length. So remaining, suppose 189 length, one review is there. Length means number of words I'm talking. So 120 length, some paragraph is there. 110 length, some paragraph is there. Everything I can put zeros in the beginning. Yeah. First, how these words are converted into numbers, I'll talk. So later I'll discuss that. So this database readily available in Keras. So yeah, take it. So 50K, like 100K reviews are there. So out of that 50K reviews I'm taking for training, 50K reviews I'm using for testing. So all words frequency we can calculate it. So that frequency based on their decreasing order of their frequency, we can arrange words. So this is one sentence for simplicity they given. The movie is very good. The frequencies are like this and their ranks are like this. Suppose the movie is very good. That sentence, how can I represent? Based on the ranks. The word top ranked one. Movie is second rank 1, 2. Is 65 rank. Where is 89 rank and 189. Like this numbers I'll add it. So these 5 words only there. Suppose another sentence 10 words are there, another sentence 100 words are there, another sentence 200 words are there. Here to make it 200 length, we will put zeros in front of this. Why we are doing pre-padding and not post-padding means, so this will to predict something positive review or negative review, it should depend on the previous words. Okay. So if you do pre-padding 0, 0, 0, 0, and so on, 0, 0. So 1, 2, 69, 89 or something 100. Okay, whatever it is. So we need not worry about these old numbers. We will worry about only recent numbers. So that's why we will do pre-padding, not post-padding. We will do pre-padding. Now you see each and every sentence converted like this. This first sentence contains 189 words. Second sentence contains 250 words. Third sentence contains 150 words. So padding, after doing padding converts review of same length 600 words. Okay. So every sentence they want to make it 600 length. So 189 already words are there in the first sentence. So remaining 511 zeros they will add it. 511 zeros they'll add it. Okay. Now how to pass this network? 600 length is there. Means 600 time instances we can send words. How word converted into numerical numbers, right? 169, 89, something like that. Those numbers, this 200 length vector, what we generated, each and every number will convert into 32 length vector or 64 length vector or 16 length vector. That we can say embedding vectors. We can convert it into some embedding vectors. So if you want to send every time one sentence for prediction, it is a slow process. We can send a group of sentences, 5 sentences I'll send to the model. How can I send 5 sentences to the model? So the model run in 600 time instances. Okay. So the first sentence, first word, first sentence, first word, second word, third word, and so on. Next, first sentence, sentence 1. Sentence 2, first word, second word, and so on. That's 600 word. So we will send like this batch of words. We will send it. Someone is again unmuted.
Sir, I muted them, sir.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. So if batch 1 is 1, batch size is 1, too slow. If batch size is 5, so like 5 sentences, it will send parallelly. It will learn first word from first sentence, second word from first sentence, first word from second sentence, third word from like five words. It will learn parallelly here, and it will predict output. Okay. Now, whatever this 600 length numbers are there, we can convert each number into some fixed length vector. Suppose you take 120. How they converted into 2 length vector means 1 they representing like 0.25, 0.1, minus 0.5, minus 0.7. There are various embedding vectors concept, conversion concept is there. So by following those, we can do it. So now here you see, we will generate, suppose what is there. My sentence length is 600, means 0, 0, 0, like this. Here 189, like this. So this is 0 converted into 32 length vector. Okay. Now this one becomes 32 into 600. 32 into 600. This vector we will send to. So first time instance, only this first vector I'll send. Second time instance, second vector I'll send, and so on. 600 like time instance, I'll send this vector. Okay. Same way for other sentence, parallelly we will send it. Parallelly we'll send it. So how to write RNN code? So simple RNN code I'll discuss. Just give me 1 second. Google Colab. If you have any queries, meanwhile, please post in the chat box. I'll address those queries. Yeah, you take this. Yeah. So now you see IMDb, what are the required packages are there? If you ask me how to identify which package contains what, so I also don't know. So we have to Google it and we need to identify. So because Python, so many packages are there in Python nowadays. Domain specific packages also there. Suppose in our case, bioinformatics, RDKit is there, NetworkX is there to convert the given input into graph. So like different areas, different packages are there. Video processing, different packages are there. So image processing, different packages are there. Please yeah, do it some workout and you identify packages. Yeah, from Keras datasets, I am importing IMDb. This model also sequential model. LSTM is a sequential model based on time instance. It will dense layer and LSTM, embedding, sequence, all these we are importing. When we load IMDb, how it will load is, suppose this is the whole database reviews and the corresponding class labels. Okay. So then how it will split means, it will split like this, half of. This is, we can say, what is the name given? So this is X train. This is X train. Y train. Y represent class labels. This is X test. Y test. Class labels. Okay, in this way, 4 parts it will split it. Okay, here 4 parts it will split it. Now shape, if you see X train shape, sorry, 2500. So total 50K reviews are there. So 25K it is splitted. So now one sentence I'm taking, X train, 11th sentence I'm taking, type I'm deciding, and the length I'm deciding. You see, X train. So it is like this. So at the time of loading, number of words equal to top words. This we decided 5,000 words. So what is the meaning of this 5,000 words is, top out of that much big vocabulary, so many words are there. Out of that top 5,000 ranked words only, I'll consider if that word is in top 5,000, I'll get that number rank for that. Otherwise, we will put 0. Okay. So this is total converted into numbers, that sentence. So 457th rank word is here, 2041 rank word is there, and so on. So length is 99. So by maximum review length, we will convert into 600. So this is 600. I'm padding. So sequence dot pad sequences, extrain this maximum length. You can make it. So after making, I'm printing. Okay, shape, if you see, 2500 into 600 means each sentence converted into 600 length. Okay. So first sentence I displayed, see, it's look like this. All pre-padding did. Then finally corresponding words are there. Now embedding vector of length 32. These number, each and every number converted into 32 length vector. Okay. The model, if you see how we built the model, model is sequential, both like it is also like CNN. Its model is sequential. Model dot add embedding top words. Only we are adding top 5,000 words only. Otherwise, if that word is not within the 5,000, it will make it 0. Embedding vector length, each and every word converted into 30 length vector. Input length equal to maximum review length, 600 length we are passing. Now LSTM 1000, 100. What is the meaning of this LSTM 100? Okay. LSTM 1 means it is one, this type of LSTM. Okay. Parallel it will unroll it, but one LSTM. LSTM 3 means this type of LSTMs, So LSTM 1 means this is one LSTM. Okay. It is like this. LSTM 2 means two LSTMs. Inside this LSTM, all forget gate, input gate, everything. LSTM 3 means this another LSTM, like this. Parallel it will do. It will horizontally unroll it based on time. Unroll it based on time. Okay. So that's the meaning of LSTM. LSTM 100 means such 100 networks. Column wise, we can fix it. Column wise, we can fix it. So see what is happening. First LSTM network, second LSTM network, third one. Bias, each network takes some bias value. Whatever the output generated, that vector we will send back to that same network only. Okay, same network only. We will do like this. Now, if you come to code, so 100 LSTMs, column, in one column we arrange 100 LSTM, parallel horizontally based on time 600 times that LSTM will work. So model dense, last we added sigmoid activation function to generate some probability. Based on the probability value, we will calculate loss function. We'll try to reduce loss function. We can update weights. Finally, based on the probability, so we will decide whether it's a positive review or not. Now we are compiling with binary cross entropy. Why we are going for binary cross entropy? It's a binary class classification. Adam is optimizer. Matrix accuracy. Model summary it will display. Just to see this summary, will understand. Okay. Oh, just wait. It's running. Give me 1 second, 1 minute. Yeah. So it is not completed execution. We'll see whether it will display the result. Yeah, like epoch by epoch it is taking. Total 10 epochs, first epoch. So batch wise we are doing, right? 391 batches are there. Okay, so let it run. We'll wait for that result. So next one, deep recurrent neural network. Okay, so what is the meaning of deep recurrent neural network or deep LSTMs? So just I told you, right? LSTM3 means three layers. So this is the first layer, first LSTM, second LSTM. So third LSTM. So horizontally, based on time instances, it will expand. This we can say deep LSTM. What is the use of deep LSTM? It will extract knowledge properly and it will give results properly. Now, limitations of unidirectional LSTM. These are deep LSTM. Multiple horizontally, sorry, here we can put here one LSTM, here next LSTM, and so on. Whatever the first layer LSTM output generating, it is going as input to the next layer LSTM and so on. But all these are unidirectional only. Okay, output it will generate unidirectional only. What are the limitations of unidirectional LSTM? In unidirectional LSTM, the intermediate output depends only on previous inputs. But sometimes, what if the output depends on future inputs? Sometimes the outputs are depends on future inputs also. For that, what we can do, we will go for bidirectional LSTM. So many research papers, they'll use bi-LSTMs. What is the meaning of bi-LSTM? So you take one LSTM. Here you see the output of, so this here you see one-dimensional LSTM. The output H14 depends on X11, X12, X13, X14 only. But it will not depend on X15. But here if you see, both forward layers are there, backward layers are there. Forward LSTM, backward LSTM. The first xt minus 1 means you just imagine x1, x2, x3. This x1 input it will take, it will pass here. Same, it will pass here also, and so on. Now you see this output. This output depends in forward direction. X1, X2, X3 it depends. In backward direction, it will depend on XR, XR minus 1, and so on. So this is both direction inputs it will take it and it will perform action. In bi-LSTM, the information flows in both directions, backward future to fast and fast to future. Okay, bi-LSTM is much useful in NLP tasks like speech processing, everything. Okay, now we can combine both CNN and LSTMs also. Hybrid model we can build it. Okay, CNN, what CNN can do? CNN can excel learning spatial structure. Okay, based on spatial information, it will extract features. But LSTM do temporal information. It will understand the information over a time, okay, time period. So both spatial and temporal information, these both, if you combine it, both will extract very effectively. So that's why first what we can do, we can put embedding layer, we can generate embeddings, and we will pass to CNNs and max pooling layers. Then we will send to LSTM layers. Finally, output we can generate it. This type of hybrid models also we can develop. Now we'll go back for code. What happened? So it is trained. So for 10 epochs, training accuracy, if you see, slowly it is increased. Training accuracy, validation accuracy also slowly. Initially it is 8.4. Slowly it increased, but validation accuracy is not that much good as training accuracy. Maybe the model is overfitted. The model is overfitted. Sorry, not overfit. Yeah, overfitted. Because training, it is properly learning, but at the time of testing, it is not giving good accuracy. So if you go for more epochs, it will learn very effectively. Now you see testing accuracy, we will see how much accurately it will display. %86 it is giving. 86% it is giving. So in this way, if you want to do any task, first we should understand the problem clearly, which recurrent neural network we should use. Are both CNN, LSTMs, both are required? Which type of LSTM is required? Yeah, so many things are there. We should understand all and we should decide. Now, another problem in CNN, this is one problem solved. What is that one problem? Long-term dependency problem, it's solved. Now, come to second problem. So black box nature. Okay, CNNs are black box nature neural networks. So means it will extract features, but which features it will extract, it will not disclose. So for that, one simple case study we did that I'll explain here. So now this is one case study. What we did in this case study. So like I'll just briefly give you some idea what is the problem, how we create problem, like how we understood problem and how problem statement we derived, then how we solved. Suppose in protein synthesis process, like how DNA converts into protein. So first DNA converts into RNA, RNA converts into mRNA. In this process, RNA to mRNA, some regions are important regions which will convert into proteins. Some regions are not important. So that those regions, two names are there: donor sites and acceptor site. So exon means coding, which will convert into protein. Intron means non-coding. That boundaries, exon intron boundary, intron exon boundaries, we need to find. In the DNA sequence, is there any such boundary or not? That is the research problem. So for that, these 90 length sequences converted into 1 hat encoding vector. Then I hope yesterday I explained this model. So first we'll take one convolution, 1D convolution with 32 kernels. Kernel size is 7. So each kernel generates convolved feature vector of 90 length because padding we did same. So total 32 such one-dimensional vectors it will generate. Then we will go for dropout, max pooling, and pool size is 2, strides 2. So it will try to reduce the convolved feature vector into half length, like of 90 to 45, but number of channels it will not change. It is total 32 only. And another convolution filter with filters, 8 filters with kernel size 4 we did. So it will generate 42 length vector, 8 such vectors it will generate. Then we do dropout, some 20% of values we dropped, and max pooling, pool size 2 and stride 2 we did it. The pillar size becomes convolved feature vector size becomes 2, because out of 2 values we are picking maximum value. After doing 3 convolution and max pooling, including dropout, strides, everything, finally we will get 9 one-dimensional vectors. Sorry, 9 length one-dimensional vector. How many? 8 we will get it. Flatten converts these 9 by 1 in vectors into one-dimensional vector. So 9 into 1 into 8 is total 72 values it will generate. This is like MLP. It works like MLP. All these 72 values are passed here, and those values via these links pass to these neurons. Finally, it will generate one output probability value. Here I represented 2 because for acceptor site, I separately represented, donor sites I separately represented. For understanding, I put that, but only one neuron it contains because it's a binary classification. But it is giving very good result. So I hope I shown code. Anyone please respond. Yesterday, did I shown this code? Sir, Atal portal is showing the test link. Sir, this is different question, not related to this. So no queries posted here. So did I explain this problem yesterday? Otherwise, I'll go to that. How we will write code in reality, I'll show you to solve research problems. Everything I'll store in my drive codes. So some mails are filled. So that's why I'm choosing another mail. So this is the code. Yeah, this is the code for this task. First, I'll import my drive. I mount my drive. What's this? Just 1 second. Yeah, I'm mounting my drive.
Sir, I have one
Yeah.
question.
Yeah. Please post it, sir. Just I'm executing.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll address that queries. So you see here, this I'm driving, mounting my drive. What is this and why I'm getting this one? I don't know. Okay, thank you. So yeah, you ask me, sir. Meanwhile, what is the question? Please ask me. It's running little slow. Okay, just to let it run. So what is the interpretability? How to unbox the black box nature of CNN? What we did after training the model, the updated values are in kernels, right? So kernel size here we specified 7, but input is 90 by 5 length. Automatically it will adjust 7 into 5. So those 7 into 5 length kernels, I picked it. Learned filters, I picked it. How many are there? 32 are there. Okay, how many are there? 32 are there. So, so it's running very slow. I don't know, because so many people may be using Google Colab due to that. So 32 filters we took it. Now I want to extract patterns, like which feature patterns the CNN is considering to decide whether it is a donor site or acceptor site. So donor site sequences or acceptor site sequences, I will take it. Again, I'll convert it into one-hot encoding vector. We send via this trained model. It will generate feature maps. In those feature maps, row-wise what I did, row-wise average I took it. So I set the threshold average value as a threshold, and I identified those positions which are greater than those threshold. So those position I'll come back into sequences. I identified those positions. From that position up 3 characters, down 3 characters, I extracted from each and every sequence. So we extracted patterns like this, and we calculated frequency filter wise, and we generated pattern logos from some webs by using some web. We generated pattern logos, and those patterns we are checking with original databases. Really, those patterns are related to donor sites, acceptor sites. So our generated pattern is very much matched with the databases. It means whatever this pattern we identified through explainability, that is the feature that CNN is considering. Okay, that is the feature the CNN is considering and executing. So someone asked a question. Sir, Google Colab provides enough processing power to run these codes. Have you cloud services to run these sources to receive codes? No, actually, Google Colab, yeah, processing always not same, because some time slots it will, because so many people will run. That is a free service actually what I am running, and subscription, if you take it, it will run subscription. Sometimes the same code run very quickly, but sometimes it will not run. Okay, that's the problem. So connect to. So other question is, sir, which will give accuracy result compared to RNN LSTM, bidirectional LSTM, CNN LSTM? Is there any more accurate? See, there is no standard approach, or there is no standard method. This will give always better result. No. So based on your application, Vijay sir, based on your application, sometimes LSTMs will work better, but compared to LSTM, definitely by LSTM work better. CNN and LSTM, wherever complex features are there to extract, then you go for CNN LSTM, it will work better. So there is no standardized statement is there to say this work better always. No, it is not
Hello.
like that. Some,
Hello.
yeah, tell me, sir.
Sir,
Tell me, sir.
Vijay Prakash, sir, I am using the research paper of intrusion detection,
Intrusion
using
detection.
using all these methods. Then
Okay.
I am taking the result from Google Colab. So, if is there is any other method which can give more accurate result or more optimized result in terms of accuracy or F1 score or
Yes,
in terms.
sir. So for that, my answer is, please go through recent papers of intrusion detection where they use deep learning models, and see. So some models.
On the basis of recent literature research paper, I have applied all these.
Yeah,
Then,
correct, sir. Correct.
but
Correct. I can understand.
is there any other options?
To increase the accuracy, you go for like attention mechanisms. Okay, you go for attention mechanisms. There are various ways we can build the models to improve the accuracy, sir. And so please, better thing is you go through recent literature, which models are suitable for your area, you decide it, sir. It is not generic. Different areas, different models work better. Suppose if you go for image processing, please unmute it, sir. I'm just mute it. Okay. So for image processing, already pre-trained models are there. They will use those pre-trained models. Arun Kumar sir, please mute it, sir. Yeah. So some pre-trained models are there. They'll use it. But these models may not work effectively in video processing, image processing. Better you go through literature and decide which model is working effectively for your literature, and in that aspect you just add attention mechanism, all those things to extract a bit, to give importance to particular regions, so then it will give better result. Now, sir, what is that book? A textbook. So actually different blocks are there to learn CNN. Textbook wise, CNN specifically, pattern recognition, there I studied something, and machine learning mastery is one block. There I studied something related to CNN. See, all these deep learning models, book, there is no standard book usually will follow. Based on your research area different books, different blogs, you should go through it. Because if one fellow write a book, CNN book, image processing fellow, he will write with respect to image processing. So these are research oriented thing, right? If other one use signal processing, they will write books signal processing point of view. Someone, if they think about pattern recognition, they'll write books about that. So better one is I learned from Applied AI course. It's a IISc Bangalore. They took course. From there I learned mathematically CNNs. That's the answer, sir. Shashikant sir. And freely TPU is enabled in Google Colab. Yes, I think I enabled the TPU runtime, change runtime. Yeah, I'm using T4 GPU only. So now it is ran. Now you just go through here. I'm running this. So many packages are required. I imported all. Next, I'm converting this characters into one hot encoding vector. How I converted this, you see, in this way I convert it. So this 9 length string I converted into 9 into 5 length one hot encoding vector. Batch size 1000 as batch I took it. Number of classes 2 at epochs 50. So I took from drive, from this my drive, I'm picking this data set. Total 2648 are there. Model, if you see, it's a sequential model. Input shape 19 to 5, filters 32, kernel size 7, strides 1, activation, so many things we used. So batch of convolution, max pooling, I used it. Now AUC ROC curves also I incorporated along with what we can say, tenfold cross validation also we used it. Okay. See AUC ROC curves code. Now plots also, plot AUC ROC plot. Here I took train set, test set. I'm just running. It's a big code actually. So model, if you see 90 by 5 length input we took, padding we did the same. So 90 by 90 length one dimensional vector, total 32 vectors it generated because 32 kernels we took it. Next later after dropout, shape and the number of values will not change, but values internally it will change. Some values it will set to 0. After max pooling, pool size to 45 by 32 length, it will 45 length small vectors, 32 vectors are there. Next, after second convolution, it will 45 becomes 42 length. Next, after max pooling 21, it will become. After another convolution 19, it will become. After max pooling 9 by 8, total 72 values it will generate. 32 dense layers we given. Finally, we will send to one particular dense layer. So if you see the result, slowly accuracy is increasing. So this is for first epoch. Okay. So this is for first epoch. Let it run. Okay. Right. It is running. Let it run. So yeah. So this is simple. I introduced explainability. So nowadays in image processing, video processing, they are doing lot of applied AI. Okay. So tools are developing to extract the features what CNN and RNN is extracting. Those features it is taking, and so many attention mechanisms are there, transfer learning concepts are there. Then by using transfer learning, they fine tune the models. Yeah, like that. And another recently evolved neural network is graph neural network. So what is graph neural network? What is graph neural network? So graph neural network, what it will do, So CNNs, RNNs works better for structured grid structure type of data and time series data. But some problems we can formulate like graph. So there it maintains hierarchical relationships. Okay, hierarchical relationships. So to extract such subgraphs from the graph structure is very important. So for that purpose, we are going for graph neural networks. We are going for graph neural networks. So this is done. So if you see here for different folds, like this is fold 0. What is the F1 score? Each and every fold 50 epochs it is running. 50 epochs it is running. So after all epochs, so this is AUC ROC curve. What is AUC ROC curve is? AUC ROC curve we can use for balanced data set, and it is between false positive rate and true positive rate. And the AUC PI curve is between precision and recall curve, we can call it as. So for each fold, what is the AUC ROC value? Here it is represented. Finally, average value, we will take it. Finally, average value, we will take it. Now, what are the filters after learning? Okay. So you see number of convolution filters, 7 into, okay. So 7 into convolution filters, 7 into pi length, 32 filters are there. So 4 into 32 length, 8 filters are there. 3 into 8 length, 8 filters are there. So these are convolution filters. After training, what a convolution filter contains, one filter I'm taking, it contains values like this. Okay, it contains values like this. Okay. And what is interpretation of feature maps? We are extracting feature maps. Yeah, just. So we are giving inputs to the trained model and we are trying to interpret the results. To interpret these results, so here it will interpret results. It will extract patterns from learned filters. Yeah, meanwhile, please ask, we are almost end of. How can ideas from file system structures like B-trees or inodes help to improve memory efficiency in CNNs? How can ideas from file system structures like memory point of view, sir, I'm not pretty sure, because how these memory point of view, these structures will improve the accuracy in CNNs. But definitely, if you go for huge data sets, definitely these will play crucial roles. Maybe I'm not 100% sure. I never used it. Okay. So, what are the other questions? No. You see this, interpret the results. You download this file. To download this file, here in this, if you go, yeah, what is interpreting? What is the pattern? What is the row-wise threshold? What is this pattern feature map value? So threshold value is 0.05. This pattern value is 0.11. So we got it. So different for each sequence, 32 filters we applied. Okay. And important patterns we extracted from that sequence. Okay. Again, second sequence, all 32 filters. The second sequence threshold value is 0. This one only. And see, for each filter also, the threshold value changes. Threshold value changes like this, all sequences. It's a very, very, very big file actually. So all sequences, we extracted patterns. Okay, almost this is 1,44,000 patterns we got it. Then after this, frequency we calculated for all these patterns. Refresh it. Interpret patterns. What is this file name? Interpret results. Interpret patterns. Now, if you download this file, yeah, frequency we calculated, filter wise, sequence wise. Then finally, this is other file it will generate. Yeah, total pattern frequency in all filters. So filter wise, top 10 patterns we took it, and which filter is performing effectively, everything we can enhance it. This is what we can say interpretability, what the CNN is understanding, which patterns it is taking as features and classifying this acceptor sites and donor sites. Okay. That's it from my side. We are almost end of the session. If you have any questions, please ask me. Otherwise, we will hand over the session to other resource person.
Thank you, sir. Dear participants, do you have any doubts? Okay. Vasanta madam,
Yes, sir.
please
Okay,
could
sir.
you give?
Okay. Okay, sir. Thank you. Thank you so much, sir, for spending your valuable time. It has been a truly insightful session today, and I take this opportunity to express my heartfelt thanks to our speaker uh, for his valuable knowledge on recurrent neural networks. Sir, your in-depth explanation on long-term dependency problems and the working model of an recurrent neural network with a best example and the tuning recurrent neural networks and how the forward and backward propagation will runs and types of recurrent neural networks, as well as you have explained with about LSTM, which is a special kind of recurrent neural network, and the padding concepts and unidirectional and unidirectional and bidirectional LSTM. These are very useful for those who are in the research field as well as in the teaching field. And your words have left us with a great learning takeaways. Thank you once again for sharing your valuable insights. Thank you, sir. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you very much, ma'am. I'm good. I'm sure, sir. I'll share Python code. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Dear participant, next session will start within 2 minutes. Hello, good evening. Sir, Ilaya sir, are you there, sir?
Yeah, yes, sir, I'm here, joined.
Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Next, welcome to the session 12 of day 6. It is my honor to introduce our distinguished speaker for today's session, Dr. Ailaya sir, a renowned academician and researcher. Sir is currently serving as an assistant professor in the Department of Computer Science and Engineering at NIT Warangal. With over 13 years of teaching experience and 5 years of research expertise, he has made remarkable contributions in the field of biometrics, image processing, computer vision, and deep learning. He holds PhD degree in computer science and engineering from the University of Hyderabad, where his research focused on efficient indexing techniques and biometric systems. Sar has authored several research papers published in SCI and Scopus indexed journals and has co-authored book on biometric indexing and retrieval techniques. Currently, he is guiding 13 research scholars and has mentioned numerous postgraduate and undergraduate students. His work has been presented at various international conferences and he is widely recognized for his expertise in emerging technologies. We are privileged to have him with us today to share his insights. Thank you, sir. Welcome to today's session, sir.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Thank you for introducing me.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Good afternoon, dear participants. Myself, Dr. Ailaya, Assistant Professor, Department of CSE, NIT Warangal. So here today I'm going to present the topic related to my research. That is research issues, different research issues in biometric authentication and the solutions, like how we can address those issues using deep learning, basically machine learning and deep learning. Okay, let me share my PPT. Yeah, is my screen visible, sir?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, now coming to biometric authentication. Nowadays, wherever we go, people will, asking like, show me your Aadhaar card, right? So this Aadhaar card, basically, that Aadhaar card based authentication or identification is based on our biometric features like fingerprints or face or like iris patterns like that, right? Okay, so before biometrics, basically, what is the need of biometrics? Then actually my means the content I organize, like what is the importance of biometrics first, then what are the issues, okay, then how we'll address those issues using deep learning, machine learning, right? Now coming to traditional methods. So generally, the means personal identification not new to us, like suppose if you go to a ration shop, they'll ask us to provide something. If you go to a campus, like your campus also, they'll ask you to provide something, right? And if you want to, even if you want to enter some airport or to some, so wherever we go, people will ask, please show your identity, right? So generally, before biometric, Aadhaar anyway, this started in 2010, around 11, 10. But before to that, why? What is the importance of these biometrics? Okay, traditional methods actually, like Yeah, sorry for the interruption. Right. So basically, the way of personal identification is generally, we'll use our ID cards, right? Basically, we may use our ID cards, right? And suppose if you take some online banking or your social media accounts or, some website, suppose if you want to get some service, they'll ask you to log in, right? So they'll provide us to access that. You need to provide like some credentials, like our usernames and passwords. So these are the traditional means of authentication. Like suppose uh, if you want to access your Gmail, right? What we'll do? We need to provide our credentials like our email ID and password. So if that is if they are correct, then if we provide some valid credentials, then we can access that service. But basically, the limitation of this thing is that we can last our these traditional credentials like the ID cards, or we may forget our these passwords, right? So that is the last, or we may forget this, or there may be chance of someone may steal your credentials and use for malicious purposes, right? And one more important basic issue is that nowadays people are using like many social media accounts, right? Social media and multiple bank accounts, like Gmail account, multiple Gmail accounts, like personal mail, professional mail, right? So around, so for each of these, we require a separate username and password, right? So that is approximately, actually, we need to remember more than 10 passwords, like for social media, 2 or 3 bank accounts, 2 or 3 email accounts, 2 or 3, right? So remembering all these passwords is again an issue, right? Remembering these passwords are an issue, and this is we will last or forget, right? So generally, what we'll do, a same password or same username will use for all these accounts. So same password for all accounts. Again, that is a problem. If one of your account, like your bank account or social media account, is compromised, like hacked by someone, so complete your entire world is in the hand of that malicious persons, right? They may access. So if you use same password, using that password, they may enter your bank account, or they may enter your social media. Even bank accounts will get OTP and that things. But see, some way of they can do some damage, right? Email accounts mainly. Email account, they will send some means some malicious content so that they may defame you, right? So these are the different issues with these traditional methods. So to address these issues, anyway, people nowadays, this biometric authentication becomes a promising solution, right? Okay, but the biometric authentication biometrics themselves, actually, we are using biometrics to have more secure way of our lifestyle. But biometric themselves are prone to attacks. Okay. So biometrics, because there are a lot of cases nowadays. The forgery issues are happening everywhere. Like people may use, suppose face authentication. If you take, okay, so in the case of face authentication, what we need to do, actually, we need to present our face. But instead of face, someone may present your photo. So malicious person capture your photo or your video and present in front of the that sensor, that camera, right? So that what will happen, maliciously, he may enter your some accounts or this thing. So he may do some damage, right? So this is a kind of forgery. So we need to have a mechanism like whether that presented face for authentication is real or spoof. So this is one of the research issue. Okay. Likewise, there are other issues too. Okay, as I said, that in traditional means, ID cards and passwords we are using, right? But assume your ID card is lost, your college ID or is lost. Then what we'll do generally, we'll go to the admin office and we'll apply for a new ID card. So then what they'll do, they'll cancel this old ID card, they'll cancel old ID card and they'll issue a new one. Likewise, your online accounts also, like your bank account or social media account or email account, generally assume you want to change, or you assume that like your email password has been leaked, like compromised. Okay, so then simply what we'll do, if your password is lost or if your password is compromised, what you are doing, you'll use the option called forgot password, right? Forgot password we'll use. So what it will do, the forgot password option, what it will do, we can cancel the old one and we can generate a new password using forgot password option. So in traditional means, we have the option to cancel the compromised or lost credentials, and we can get new credentials. But coming to now biometrics, see, we have only 10 fingers, right? And one face and 2 eyes. Assume your in one of the application you are using this thumb. That in that, assume your thumb has been that fingerprint has been compromised. Then we cannot, this is a permanent lost. We cannot use this again, right? Because this is in the hand of someone else. They can generate some spoof, or they can use the extracted the features, actually the features of this, and they can do malicious things. Okay, so the other research topic here is that, so how we are getting, like how we are canceling the old compromised credentials and getting the new one. So this is called so like that for biometrics also there should be an option. Like assume your fingerprint is compromised, then we have to cancel it, right? And we have to regenerate a new template from that. Right, so that is called, the second issue is called like cancelable biometrics. Right, so I'll right. Okay, so the first issue we discussed is what, whether we need to have a de-spoofing system that will classify like whether a presented biometric is real or spoof. So this is the first issue. The second one is this is cancelable biometrics. Right, now the third one, coming to third one. Okay, so actually the biometric system will work like this. So like let us assume this is a sensor, then this is a sensor. To this sensor we'll present our biometric. Then there is a feature extraction module. Right, followed by these extracted features basically will store in a database, central database. Right, so this is called registration phase. Because in Aadhaar also, first we need to register our fingerprints, face, iris, and all these things along with our name, right? So in the database, it will be stored like your ID, some ID or name. This ID may be name or ID, and your features extracted with the feature extraction phase. So like this, it will be stored. Okay. Now, so along with when you are presenting biometric, you'll also give your ID. This is ID, and these are features extracted. Right. Now, this is registration phase. Now, authentication phase. Again, you'll present your biometric to your biometric to the sensor. Then the feature extraction module will extract features. Right. Then and also you'll say here who exactly you are. Your ID also will give, right? ID also you give. Right. Your ID also you will present. Right. Now, using this ID, what the system will do, the system will access the server and get the features, retrieve the features, fetch the features corresponding to that ID. Because suppose our institute also may have our biometric attendance, right? So all of our faculty samples will be collected and will be created a database, right? So now when you want to present your biometric for attendance, so you need to provide your ID. So using that ID, it will retrieve the features, said features, corresponding IDs features. And now these features extracted at the authentication module will be compared. Some matching will be done. Okay. So if both the features extracted from here and means captured from here and retrieved from here, if there is a match, then it may be accepted. Your attendance will be marked. Otherwise, you are rejected. Okay. So anyway, this is okay. First, anyway, this is, you can see here you are presenting your biometric, right? So your biometric, right? So this is like under the corresponding features, whatever the said features are retrieving from here, right? Now the matcher is performing the matching comparison between the extracted and presented features, right? So there is a one-to-one match. This is called actually biometric verification. So authentication is two types. That's why biometric authentication is two types. This is biometric verification, and the second one is biometric identification. So I'll tell you what is the exact difference. Right. Okay. Now here, whatever I said, like here in the case of authentication, what I said, this is verification, right? In verification, we are presenting our ID. We are presenting our ID as we are saying our ID and we are presenting our biometric. But assume a situation where some criminal event or something happened, right? So there, that some investigation people will come and they will capture some partial fingerprints or some evidences, biometric evidences. Assume there are no CC cameras. Biometric evidences means suppose some knife will be there. Over that knife, they may get some fingerprints, partial fingerprints, right? Now, these evidences, using these evidences, so what they will do, they will extract some features. Right? Now, in the case of verification, see, to get attendance or to prove ourselves, we are giving our ID. We are also saying our ID. but the criminal, he will not say his ID, right, while doing some murder or something. Okay, so they will have only the evidences, like only the fingerprints or something. Right? Now, using this, now how to identify who is this person? Right? Any answer, please? See, we have only evidences, right? Then how to identify? We have a database here, like with n users. In the database, we have n users. Now, how to know who is this? So the simple solution is basically we have to compare with the first record in the database. If there is a match, he is the criminal. Otherwise, we need to check with the second record. If there is a match, okay, but not. If not, right? Third record, fourth record. No, what is the worst case complexity of this? We need to check with the entire database. So the worst case complexity is big O of n, where n is the number of users. So within the campus, it is okay because there may be overall 2000 personals may be there. So we can check like one by one, and we can know like who is the people. But assume in a city like Warangal or Hyderabad, or in a state, in a country, like to how many comparisons required. So this is called a linear search. This is a linear big O of n. So to identify means this is the problem is called, this is biometric identification, but the solution, how we can address this solution. So for that, we need to have some efficient indexing algorithms. Okay. And again, one more important thing, the simple, this RDBMS indexing methodologies are there, like based on keyword search or, key search. They will not be work in biometric identification or any image retrieval also. Image retrieval like biometric or any image retrieval, these simple indexing methods, traditional RDBMS indexing method, relational indexing methods will not work. Right?
Sir, the hashing methods will work?
No. That is the issue. That's what I am going to. I want to say, hashing will not
Okay.
work. The simple, like whatever the methods we know, like this key-based search or hashing-based methods will not work. So good question, sir. Because I want to say like simple. The answer is here. Answer is here itself. See, at the time of presenting our biometric, right, sir? So we'll present like our face will be in this direction, this orientation. Right? Or my fingerprint may be like this when I'm registering. Registering is different. Now authentication is different. Remember, so at the time of registering, my fingerprint may be like this, but the captured fingerprint may be that much may not be that much clear and may have different orientations, and there may be some noise. Right? Now let us assume. So these two different samples, this is assume this is sample 1. Let my sample only, this is sample 1, and at the time of authentication, I will present my fingerprint, but may not be exactly in the same orientation or same my fingerprint may have some dust or some lighting conditions also impact the clarity or quality of the image, the intensity of the image, right? So at the time of authentication, the presented sample, I'm saying this as sample 2. Sample 2. Now both the samples are belongs to myself, right? But these samples will not be same. Right? Now if I apply hash over this to get the index, this will become hash 1, and this, if I apply hash over this will become hash 2. The hashing will have avalanche effect. Even 1 bit change leads to lot of changes in the hash value. That is avalanche effect. Even one bit change will lead to different hashes, completely different hashes, no relation even, no, not even some bits also not match. Complete different hash you'll get, even one bit change in the inputs, right? Now, the collected samples, like the presented sample is different at the time of registration and at the time of authentication it will be different. So this technique will not work. Actually, this problem in image processing is called intra-class variations. Means we can say like this: two samples collected from a user at different times will not be same because of these effects, like these geometric transformations, like rotation, scaling. Like suppose in the case of face, I mean to say, like assume the sensor is closer to me, my face will appear big, but the sensor is very distant, right? My face will become small, right? The captured image. So that is called scaling issue, right? Likewise, the cooperation, like the user always will not cooperate to the this camera, right? He may means at the time, like because he's a criminal, right? It will try to cover his face, or he may have some goggles, or he may have some different hairstyle, so that the samples will be different and it is difficult to get the same hash. Okay, this is called interclass variations. So because of this, these simple indexing methods will not work. Okay, so this is another issue. Biometric indexing solution. This one is a solution for identification. Actually, my research, actually, I did my PhD in this particular topic. Okay. And one more other issue also, like intra-class similarities, like that, intraclass variations and interclass similarities. Like two different persons may have, overlapped feature space, because some twins sometimes are, like a Modi, one more person may be there in the, in some movie we saw, like Ravi Teja, that is Daru movie, that Yama Dharmaraju will be there, like he went to, means falsely, like, he was died, and means in a planet someone will say, like మనిషిని పోలిన మంచి 10 మంది ఉంటారు అంటారు కదా, something like that. Anyway, so this is there may be, means not exactly similar, but the feature space will match, right? So that is also an issue in creating indexes, actually. Okay. Okay, this is third issue. Now coming to the other issue, basically. So as I said, here, in this particular process of registration or authentication, every point, like at the time of presenting, as I said, the users may present some spoof biometric, right, to the sensor. This is a point of attack. Likewise, at sensor also, means every point, like at sensor, and from sensor to feature extraction module, and in the feature extraction module, or in the matcher module, or in the decision, like matcher will give some score, there will be a decision module, like which has to accept or reject. Okay, so as I so I'll show you this diagram one more time. So this is sensor, and this is feature extraction, and there is a matcher, there is a decision module, accept or reject. So this is a biometric system, actually, but every point, every module, or every point will be prone to attack here.
Sir, I have muted all, sir. Please, could you unmute yourself, sir? Hello, sir. Please could you unmute yourself, sir? Hello, sir. Hello, sir. Hello, sir.
Oh, sorry. I'm in mute.
Yes, sir. I'm asking you to unmute yourself, sir.
How much time it was happened?
Just 1 minute back, sir.
How it was happened without my
See,
notice?
some people are making noise, sir. So
Oh,
unexpectedly, I
okay,
clicked.
okay. So that's what you are saying to me or not? Okay,
I'm saying to you only, sir.
okay, 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 okay. And
Sorry, sir.
I think you can unmute me. Like you are.
Yes, sir. I do not have permission to unmute you, sir.
Oh, I think meeting host can't do it.
Yes, sir. I am host only, but it is not giving permission to unmute, sir.
Okay, sorry. Right, right.
Okay, sir. Right.
Right. Any questions, please? Someone has raised their hand. Maheshwari, Radhakrishnan, Ranjita, and Nityasri. Okay. So, so these are the different attack points actually. So the sensor may, if someone compromise the sensor and loaded with a pre-programmed or predefined photo. So whatever the face or fingerprint or whatever the biometric will present, by default, it will output the predefined photo, right? Now, see, even someone wants to deny, this is a type of denial of service attack, like someone wants to deny our services, like getting some ration or something, they may intentionally do this, right? Now, if we go to the ration shop and if we present our biometric, right? So the pre-programmed or predefined output will be sent. So at the end, you will be rejected by getting the service, right? Or they may also compromise this feature extraction module, like they'll again put some predefined features, right? Then whatever we present, they will not be forwarded to the matcher, right? So likewise, this matcher also may be compromised, means by someone malicious person, or this module also, decision module, like everything went well, but at the decision, whatever may be there, that always the decision is reject. If the program is like that, right? So this is also case. So as I said in the beginning, we are using biometrics for more personal security, but these systems themselves are prone to attacks. Okay, so that's why, and one more important thing. So the so these biometrics, actually we need to provide some security, like the templates, whatever template means the features, whatever we are means sending, or during remote authentication, are the features whatever we are storing in the database. Okay, so that is called biometric template security. Okay, like other issues also there, like suppose as I said, at the criminal crime scene, we will get only partial fingerprints. Okay, So this addressing this partial fingerprint is also an issue, because they will have very little, means only portion of the fingerprint maybe will get. Okay, so they are called actually latent fingerprints. So some research is also going on latent fingerprints, but currently we are working in these particular areas like real or spoof, cancelable biometrics, and anyway, indexing. I did my PhD on this, and also now working on biometric template security. Anyway, I'll show you what are the different types of attacks in the next slides, and I'll continue with how to address a few of these issues. Okay. See, this is the topic I'm going to cover anyway: biometric template security and this cancelable biometrics. Now, what are the properties actually these biometric templates protection or cancelable biometrics should have is that they should be irreversible, and they must be revocable, and some unlinkability, like mapping of feature space between different users. That is interclass similarities. So we need to address these interclass similarities also, because see, in the criminal crime scene, some evidence was collected. Assume that maybe if it is mapped to a genuine person, that is wrong, right? So he may be caught like as a criminal. Okay, so the feature space that between two different users should not be same. Means suppose the criminals and my features are matching. Some overlap is there, feature space overlap. So instead of saying he as criminal, if the system says me as criminal, that is wrong, right? So that that is called prevent cross matching attacks. That is cross matching attacks, right? Now coming to this cancelable biometric, this irreversibility important. What is cancelable biometrics? As I said, if the old one is compromised, we have to cancel the old one and we have to issue a new one, like our traditional ID cards or passwords. Right? Now, actually, in the database, will not store the raw biometrics, means raw images. If we store, someone may, steal it, and they may use for malicious purpose by making some spoof or that photo or something. But instead of that, what we are doing, we are extracting the features and we are storing the features in the database. But some research was happened, like from these features, they are getting the raw biometrics, like images. Okay, this is called reverse engineering. Actually, what our model is doing, if we present our biometric, it is extracting the features and it is storing in the database. But from the features, like they may easily draw like that image. Okay, so see, so in that is also we know very well, like in movies we saw many times, like some these witness people will say the features of that criminal, so that there will be some artist will draw the blueprint or some blue sketch of that criminal, right? So that is possible. So in biometrics also, this reverse engineering was happened. So that's why if we store these features also, it is a problem. So this irreversibility should not be there. From features to that is difficult to reconstruct original biometric data from the features. So we need to have a mechanism such that, okay, we have to transform these features. Okay, transform these features. Okay, this is called transformed features. Right? So this reverse should not be happen, like getting the original features. If we get the original features, then they get the original image. Means they can draw the original image, right? So this irreversibility should not be there. So now our we need to have a mechanism such that the transformation mechanism, whatever we are using, 5 o'clock. transformation mechanism, whatever we are using, should not be irreversible. Like someone may ask, like in the beginning, hashing is irreversible. That is one way, right? So like that, some functions we have to use. But again, that hashing will not work. Hashing will not work because why hashing will not work? As I said, two different templates will have. Suppose now my features are over my features, like my feature set collected at the time of registration will do some hashing. Let us assume this is hash 1. Now, if we perform the same hashing over the feature set 2, that is at the time of registration, this had as this F1, this feature set and this feature set will not match, right? Because of these issues. This is any image processing issue, any image processing problem. This is an issue. No two samples or no two images will be same, okay, even though they belong to the same user, right, that are collected at different time instances, right? Because at the time of registration, maybe I may be different, even my face may be different in 10 years back, okay, now it is different, so that is also an issue. So H2, so simple hashing mechanisms will not work here also, right? And revocability, this is called irreversibility. So it should be only one way function. The transformation should be one way. The reverse should not be possible. And the revocability, as I said, if assume that the transformed template also captured by some malicious person, right? So no more secure. That system is no more secure, right? So we need to generate a new one by canceling the old one. So this is called revocability. Like traditional ID cards, how we are getting from our office, and passwords, how we are getting from our by clicking on forgot password. So generate a new template for the user if compromised. Okay, so these are the three different issues required to check the performance of any this biometric template protection system or control biometric system. Okay, right. This is the architecture. You can see at the time of enrollment, we are presenting our face. Now features will be extracted, and these features are called templates. You can call it as template here. And they will perform some transformation over that template and will store in the database. So addition here is with cancelable biometric or template protection, we are transforming the templates. Remaining thing is same. Now at the time of identification or verification, so what we are doing, authentication time, we are presenting our again our biometric features will be extracted, and same transformation will be applied here. And this is a test template, and this is the retrieve template for the said user in the case of verification, and there will be a matcher SR, right? So this is important in our case. Template transformation is important. Right? Yeah, this is a template like a feature. Right. These are the different types of attacks. Whatever we discuss as spoofing attacks, zero effort attack, replay attack. Most of us know like what are these types of field claiming attack, denial life service attack. You can see here, attacker modifies the information so that the system denied to authenticate a genuine user. Right. Field claiming attack, until he succeed, he will change the template, test template, and trying until he succeed. Will attacker synthetically generated militia templates. Militia means fingerprint. Actually, the militia fingerprint features are called militia features, and randomly modifies the template until there is a successful match. And the replay attack is again important. Like he will suppose now we are presenting our biometric, right? Let us in that man in the middle attack or something attacker, like he will capture it. He will use that for, in the next time. So we know replay attack, right? So how to address that? Actually using time stamping mechanism will address this thing. So attacker intercept data while transmission, apply old data to get authentication. Okay, so this is generally the security persons people who are know network security, they know this. Like to address this, we use time stamping mechanism. right? So zero effort attack and a Trojan horse attack, like some executable program software module is changed adversely, like as I said, feature extraction module, maybe the matcher module, maybe the decision module or a sensor. So intentionally he will inject some software, right? So whatever the software, whatever he is saying like that, it will work according to his instruction, that program. So even if we present our face the pre-program, because that is pre-programmed, it will give the output as the pre-program. Attack on the database. So this is again we are going to this is attack on the template database. As of now, we discussed attacker steal or modify template to gain unauthorized access, right? And function creep. Attacker use stolen biometric data for some unintended purposes. So these are the different types of attack, and now these are the solutions for protecting our biometric templates. The first one is feature transformation, biometric crypto systems, and the homomorphic encryption, visual cryptography, some hybrid methods, and finally steganography and watermarking is there. Yeah, if any questions, please ask. 2 minutes. You can post on the chat box.
Good evening, sir. My question is,
Ah,
how AI help in cybersecurity?
yeah, that is no. In cyber security means basically, you know, it will say like whether that particular packets or that particular data belongs to either an attacker or genuine person, right? So generally we'll use AI, ML, this DL for classification only. That may be like suppose in medical data, whether positive diagnosis or negative diagnosis, like that, whether he's a criminal. So it will learn like the activities, the patterns, criminal patterns. Okay. So as it was trained properly, then based on the patterns, it will classify whether that is an attacker or genuine user.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Someone is asking like use AI ML models or hashing technique to create biometric indexes. We can do. Biometric indexing actually like AI ML actually no papers are there, but yeah, we can use AI ML like suppose if we give some test fingerprint, it will say to whom it belongs. Okay, so here this DL methods actually we can use for verification as well as identification. So the model will be trained, whatever the model we develop, that will be trained all user samples, right? Now, if we give a test data, it will classify to whom it belongs. Okay, so based on that only we will say the accuracy of the model, whether it is predicting correctly or not. Okay, so we can use it. But hashing will not work 100%. Yeah, any more, please? Right. Okay, we'll continue with this. Now, coming to feature transformation, as already said, like we have to use some one-way function such that it should not go back. And coming to the biometric crypto system, see these templates, whatever the features, whatever we are extracted, we may use some algorithms like symmetric or asymmetric crypto systems like AES, DES, or RSA or something to do that. Okay, but the thing is, again, the matching is creates a problem, and matching like, see, suppose these are the features, and we'll encrypt it, right? So we'll get some random encrypted text. But at the time of verification, as I said, right, verification will apply same features, but the features will be different, right? This is feature set 1, this is feature set 2, right? And this is some random this thing we'll get. And anyway, we need to decrypt it. Decrypt this random and decrypt this thing, and we have to do. But some privacy issues will come, but still people are using these biometric crypto systems. Okay, but only thing, the images themselves are to process an image itself, it will take a lot of time actually. And if we apply this heavyweight like these cryptographical methods, it requires a lot of computations. So leads to computational complexity. So the computational complexity will increase. Okay, this is the only thing mainly. Means we'll use a very like people are using, but still, these cryptographic algorithms are computationally complex, require a lot of computations, right? Then actually to address this issue, like we need to do decryption and we need to match, right? So nowadays people are using this homomorphic encryption, where this particular method allows to match in encrypted domain. Means no need to decrypt, so the privacy issues can be addressed with this, right? Then the second is that the next one is that visual cryptography. So visual cryptography again, like what it will do. Suppose let's say this is a biometric image captured. What it will do, it will create some shares over this. Share 1, share 2, and like that, share n. And these n shares will be stored in different servers instead of, earlier what we did here, all the shares will be like total image, like all the features of the user will be stored in a single database. So if the database is compromised, like everything will be lost, right? So instead of that, here we can have, we can divide the image or feature space into multiple shares, and they will be stored in different servers. The share 1 will be stored in server 1, share 2 will be stored in another server, like that. Now, if the attacker attacks, like to get back this original biometric image, you need to have all these shares, right? So accessing all these shares, accessing all these servers is impossible, right? So that is advantage. And one more thing, in remote authentication, these shares actually will be follow different channels, like they will not follow the same channel. So in that way also, attacker can intercept one of the channel or two of the channels, but not n channels, right? So that's why an additional layer of security, you can use this visual cryptography scheme. And there are a lot of variants also. Okay, anyway, if you want, you can refer some research papers on this. And the hybrid methods like mixing of these biometric crypto systems, visual cryptography, and the homomorphic encryption, and feature transformation, like simple cancel biometric or salting methods people are using to make it more secure, right? The other methods, these are again traditional methods like steganography and watermarking. This steganography is a science like hiding the secret, hiding the important information, hiding the secret. As in, secret is our biometric here because we need to secure it, right? Into some cover media, into some cover, right? Now, simple, what we'll do, the features, my features like fingerprint or face will be embedded into some scenery. some image. So to the outside world, they can see only the scenery, right? But inside that, our secret information will be embedded. So that is called steganography. And watermarking also, to prove the authenticity. The purpose is different, maybe, right? So these methods, different variants of the steganography and watermarking also people are using for protecting these templates, right? Yeah, steganography and digital watermarking. And this is a basic how people will use steganography to embed a secret. Like LSB based method is a simple one. Like I'll show you a simple example instead of explaining that PPT and everything. So let us assume here I have a 3x3 image. I have a 3x3 image with some pixels. 9 pixels will be there in 3x3 image, right? So the pixels intensity is basically in a grayscale or RGB. The intensities will be 0 to 255. So I'm taking a single channel like RGB or simple grayscale, you can assume. Okay, so the intensities will be from 0 to 255. Any pixel may be possible from 0 to 255 based on my suppose my face here for hair I will get gray color. Gray color means that is closer to black, right? So the zero is actually pixel indicated with black pixel. This is called black pixel, and this 255 is a complete white pixel. Now between these range, there are many gradients are possible, right? Assume these are a few pixels. Like if I have a pixel with 90 here, and here there is 150, and some pixels are there. Now I will tell you how this steganography will work. This LBP based method will work. Okay, I take a big example. So I'll take small, like means big, larger value, and take simple value. That's let us assume this is 14. This is some 10 small pixel values I'm taking. So the binary representation of this one is 14 is 1110, right? And anyway, each pixel, because the range is 0 to 255, each pixel has to represent using 8 bits, right? So 0 0 0 0 110 like that. Now 10. Okay, first we'll take pixel 14, right? Now my secret bits are I want to embed are here in this case 1 1. Assume 1 1. So the first bit is 1. I want to embed into 14 pixel 14. So what I will do, the target I'll choose as this 0 LSB bit of the 14. So what is this actually? 0. 0 becomes now 1. Now if this become 1, the pixel intensity, this is the binary bits becomes 4 zeros followed by 4 ones. So this is the equivalent of 15. Pixel 14 now becomes 15 in the steganographic method, like using LVT. See, the 14 and 15, the intensity is that there will not be any noticeable difference for a human eye. Okay, so that's why he will assume that that is a, even though some secret bit is embedded in that, it will looks like only cover image. So this is the cover image, 3x3 cover image I taken. Right. Now 10. Suppose if you take 10, this will be represented as in binary form 0 0 0 0 1 0 1 0. Right. Now see, this is the LSB position here. Now if we want, next bit I want to embed is secret bit is 1. Now this is the target here. Now you can check the decimal equivalent of this one is 11. Now this pixel 10 becomes 11. But any noticeable difference, visually the quality will not change. That cover image quality will not change with single that one value change in the pixel intensity, right? So so that's why people generally will follow this LBP method. But if we use simple this LBP, if the attacker also, the generally will use, to maintain the image quality, people will use LSB method, right? He may try to access all those LSBs to get the secret. So that is also a problem. So that's why there are a lot of other methods like steganographic method, that is variants of LSB. We also are working on this. But this particular application we can use in other things also, like medical image security, because medical image is also very, very important. And military security, military applications, different applications also we can use this steganography method. Okay, right. Why we are choosing this LSB? Because it's LSB will contribute only one weight, right? 2 power 0, right? So that 2 power 0 means 1. But if you choose MSB, this bit, it is contributing 2 power 8 weight. 2 power 8 means 128 total, right? So if I embed instead of here, the 14, if I embed here like this secret bit 1, now this becomes 128 plus 14, that is 142. But 142 is closer to white, right? Complete white gradient, right? But 14 is closer to black. So a black pixel become white, then there will be a noticeable amount of means image quality will be a problem. So that's why LSB people will generally use for this thing. Okay, this is LSB based method anyway. See, this is the image without hidden information. See, you can this is the image with hidden secret, but no noticeable difference for a human eye. So that is the advantage with this steganography method. That is people basically use for data hiding. That may be military data, military secret, or medical secret, or biometric, or any image security. We can use this. And anyway, visual cryptography, I already explained. This is the image and creating into multiple shares, and these shares will be stored in different servers. And at the time of verification also, from different servers, we'll get these shares, and we need to do XR to get the target image. And that this test and now the constructed digital fingerprint will be matched for aggression. So the advantage is that as the shares will be stored in different servers and communicated and transferred in different channels, it is different for it's difficult for the attacker to intercept this. Now this is our research, actually what currently we are doing. Finger vein template protection, this is one method. You can see this finger vein actually will have additional advantages compared to simple finger, because they are under our skin and means invisible to the naked eye, like attacker, or that is okay, that is one advantage. And these veins will work based on the principle of these veins can be captured using infrared cameras only, which will work based on this temperature principle. So there is a temperature, then only that veins will be captured, right? So like suppose now a person who cuts his finger and he trying to take his finger, and if you want to use it maliciously as for a dead body, the temperature will not be there, so that's why the pattern, you will not get the pattern, right? So this is one of the method where we can use to address this real or spoof. Even photo also, if we present, because of it, the camera will work on the principle of IR technology, so you will unable to capture that image, right? Take means photo or video or something. So person has to really present in front of the camera, right? So that is the advantage with finger vein image. So the process of working of this one is like you can see first the image is in 2D. What we'll do, we'll convert it into some 1D vector using this we call it as image encoding, right? 1D means simple. So here also we'll follow two methods. One is simple encoding, direct And the other is some LBP method we will use. This is called local binary patterns, right? Anyway, that is not, I'll show you some examples. In the direct method, what we'll do, this 2D image, right? This is x-axis. Will be read like row by row to make it as 1D vector. The rows are concatenated to get the 1D vector. Then here we used two methods, some RSA method, but RSA method requires a lot of computations to generate that key, and to do that, a lot of mathematics will be involved in that. So that's why we implemented this method using RSA as well as some elliptic curve cryptography based method, which is lightweight compared to RSA. Right. Then for this, we generated a key, and using that key, we encrypted this 1D vector. Now this is the encrypted 1D vector, right? Then this 1D is again will recode into 2D because to make it as image for encryption purpose, just convert it into 1D. Then, right? Then this encrypted 2D will have, actual for an image, the intensity range is 0 to 255. But have you noticed any time? If some value, like suppose if you encrypt 10, suppose let's say simple 10 with some RSA algorithm, what may be the cipher that encoded value that may be beyond this 0 to 225, right? So it may not be in that range because the encryption leads to the encrypted value may be beyond this range. So that's why we need to normalize it. Normalize again between 0 to 255, the encoded 2D encoded, these values into 0 to 255. This is the normalized image. Then we'll do some image enhancement, and simply we use the CNN model, like for each user, we'll get some samples and we'll train it, right? Now someone asked, right, can we use for indexing? Now, suppose if some test sample is there, after training, if we present the test sample, it will classify whether it belongs to some user or is a malicious user, right? So like that, we'll do this. Now, this is a fingerprint image, right? Then these are the LBP encoding and the simple encoding. You can see this is a 3x3 image with row by row concatenation, right? And in LBP, simple, actually, this particular, to encode this pixel, this is actually one way of a thing like irreversibility property we are want to achieve, right? So now this 128, you can see how it will convert it into 210. In the LBP encoded form, this 128 becomes 210. So the how this LBP will work, for a center pixel, for this pixel, its neighboring, it will be compared with its neighboring pixels. If the neighboring pixel is greater than the center pixel, for that neighbor pixel, a value of 1 will be 7. Brother, నేను క్లాస్ లో ఉన్నా 5 తర్వాత నేను కొడదాలే 5 తర్వాత కొడతా, క్లాస్ లో ఉన్నా నేను. ఓకే, హలో అబ్బా, ఒక్క నిమిషం, 1 minute, ఒక్క నిమిషం లైన్ లో ఉండు. గ్యాస్ ఇప్పుడు వచ్చిందా బ్రదర్? ఓకే, ఇన్వాయిస్ ఏం రాలేదు కదా. ఇన్వాయిస్ జనరేటెడ్ ఫర్ DAC 3645. 3645. నేను 5 తర్వాత మనీ కొడతాను. ఓకే బ్రదర్. Indian gas. Okay, sorry for the interruption. Right. So here the center pixel will be compared with its neighboring pixels, and if that neighboring pixel is greater than the center pixel, a value of 1 will be assigned. Right? You can check here, 132 is greater than 128, so a 1 will be assigned here, and 131 is also greater than. But if you can observe here, 128 is less than 1, means equal, right? Greater only, to assign 1. Equal or less than should be 0. So 128 equal to 128.0 and 123 is less than 128. So that's why we will assign. So now these values will be read from top left to like this. Now this becomes 110 followed by 10010, which is equivalent of 210. Like this will transform. Okay, for every pixel, we'll compare with the neighboring pixels and a new value will be encoded. Right. Then this is an encrypted image. Then this is after normalization, because the values, encrypted values, you can observe here for simple pixel 14, intensity 14, it is encoded as 1022. But a picture or image will not have the pixel intensity beyond 255, right? So 1022 means this is wrong. So we need to convert back this, that means normalize these values to between 0 to 255. So that's why a normalization step will be applied. So this is after, this is encrypted image and this is normalized image. And some image enhancement techniques like applying average filter, median filter, Gaussian filter to improve the quality of the image. Right now, this is some training using CNN model. Okay, so here actually the data set, finger vein data set, we have very small data set, around 500 images. But to train the CNN model, we require a huge amount of data, right? Real models require a huge amount of data for training, right? So some augmentation techniques, data augmentation will be done for training the model. And these are the few results, like accuracy of 97.17 using, this is with RSA, as I said, RSA and elliptic are both we used, and RSA with direct encoding, not LBP encoding. This is 97.17. And the next one is RSA with LBP. You can see there is a decrease in the accuracy, only 92.45, whereas here this is 97.17. This is because the original pixels are encoded into LBP, right? So to make it is irreversible, right? So that's why there is a decrease in the results, but 92% means it is okay, right? Still there is scope to improvise. And now ECC with direct encoding, this is only 94, but with RSA we got 97%. As I said, RSA is require a lot of computing, so that's why anyway with ECC also we are able to get 94.34. These are the some charts like the different methods, original with RSA, LBP with RSA, and this is the error rates, right? These are some cards, and this is another method we applied for iris data using machine learning. And here the main contribution is that here simple, the image, the iris image, whatever captured, will have the shape in some oval shape, right? Or so to give it to the model, first we need to do some, like we need to convert it into rectangular form. Okay, so from the image to segment this iris pattern, we'll use some segmentation technique followed by this normalization. So normalization will convert this oval shape segmented image into this rectangular form, right? So actually there are different methods to do this. Ready-made tools are available. This is some rubber sheet model, Dogman's rubber sheet model. Or nowadays people are also using IIT Delhi. Actually, they developed a tool to do this segmentation and normalization. IIT Delhi is tool. They named it as IIT Delhi only. Right. Then this image, whatever we have, will convert this image into text. This is the main contribution here. Image to text. Image to text. Okay, so using a method called base64 encoder. Okay, so generally how we'll convert that one, that I will show in the coming slides. Then these text, from these text we'll extract some features of 26 or 27 features for each iris image. Now these features will give it to the ML model for training and testing the model. Okay, so this part is important. This is the Dugman's upper sheet model. Using Dugman's upper sheet model, this is a normalized image. You can see here, this is a rectangular shaped image. So, and you can see the texture. Iris patterns are rich in texture. So that's why people, but acceptability is less because of the trace or something. Now, this base 64 encoder we use to convert normalized image to text. So how this conversion will do? Simply, as I said, the images will be have intensities in 0 to 255. Any pixel you take, their range will be either 0 or 1 or 2 or like that. 0 to 255, the range will depend. Now what we'll do, simply we'll normalize this 0 to 255 to 0 to 63. Like how we scale down our student marks, like if we conduct some exams, all exams for 150, and if you want to scale down that from 0 to 100, right? So same way, similar way will follow, right? So convert like for this image pixel, well, normalize from the range 0 to 55 to a range of 0 to 63. Then these substituted with corresponding character. Now every pixel is between 0 to 63. Now with base 64 encoder, the particular number will be substituted with the character. Okay, this is this process. You can see these are the numbers, pixel intensities between 0 to 263, like 0 to 50, 15. This is 16 to 31, 32 to 47, and 48 to 63. Right now, each number, like each pixel intensity, will be now for a pixel with 0 intensity now becomes a space, converted to space. A pixel with intensity 1 will be converted to A's. Pixels with 2 are converted to B. So likewise, these numbers will convert it into text. Right? A, B, C, D, E, F, G, like upper letters here and smaller letters. So 26 plus 26, 52. Right, so up to here 52, then this is one space 53, so remaining total 64, right? So 0 to 9, 10 numerals, right, and one dot. Now generally text, this is a random text, meaningless text, right? Because any random word or we will get, right? There is no meaning. So we have spaces and we have dots. So simply we can count the number of words in that particular image, number of words, right? Number of sentences, average number of sentences, or average uppercase letters, ratio of uppercase letters to lowercase letters. So like this, we'll do some calculations and we'll extract 26 features from that. So this is from, we'll use 17 methods and 26 language independent features are extracted. This text from basics to numerical values. See, you can see here. So this is the way how we extract the features here. Average sentence length in text. So how many sentences are there and what is the average sentence length? Percentage of capital letters in relation to the lowercase letter. Lowercase letters in relation to the total number of characters. Punctuation signs. Word length per sentence. Most stop frequency of most frequent stop word in a text. Like we'll use some methods to get these. You can observe here total 17 methods and the number of features is 26, I think. Okay, so these 26 features now will give it to the model for these 26 features extracted will be given to the model for training. Right? So this is one method, right? And now this is one more method using deep learning doing like this is the data set from Asia Iris twins, and we have one more data set that is MMU Iris data set, and one more IIT Delhi data set is there, where we'll collect the left and right iris of the user and we'll combine using a method called folding to get a single image for that. Okay, because the irreversibility is not possible here again. Okay, and then we'll extract some features using deep learning model. So here we used some CNN and GRU model for feature extraction. This is cross-folding method to combine these two left iris and right iris into a single picture. This is called cross-folding, right? Then this is a segmentation of the boundary of the iris eye. Yeah, that actually I have to show there. So this is segmented one. Then we'll do the normalization. Yeah, these are the data sets, right? Delhi and MMU said selected with the total images. This thing, okay. Anyway, the model is important. The data set you can get it from the website. Simple. With the enrollment phase, this is the left iris image of the user, and these are the right iris, and same feature extraction method, CNN followed by GRU, will be used to extract a feature of 256 dimension, like 1x256 features will be there for left iris, and for right iris also same method, CNN and GRU will use to get these 256 features, and we'll use a method called random projection to simple. What this random projection will do here is that we'll generate a 16x1 key using some random generator function, right? And this now 16x1 random key will be multiplied. This matrix will be multiplied with the 1x256 dimension features. So to get 16x256, right? So now this feature set from right iris and 16x256 from the left iris will be fused, some XR operation or AND operation, some operation will do, then to create a 16x256 which will be stored in the database, right? Now database and will be given for training the deep learning model. Here we use a simple deep neural network which have two convolution layer followed by some fully connected layer for classification. Again, in the testing phase, similar, we will follow left iris, right iris, same feature extraction, followed by projection matrix, right? Then we'll fuse. Now, for this particular feature vector, now it has to identify who is the exact user. Who is the exact user, right? So, in the case of one-to-one, we'll say who is that user, and the sample will be verified with there will be a comparison or not, then it will verify. Otherwise, in the case of identification, it simply gives like whether who is that exact user. So this is a model. Anyway, actually these results have not published. So this is a CNN network and this is a GRE architecture, right? And this is a random key generation process, and this is a safety analysis. So as you can see here, as we applied this random projection, you can see this from this 16x256, even though this 16x1, he knows whether will he get back these 256 vectors. Even though if we get this 256 vector, is it possible to get getting back this iris image? So this is not possible. And one more important thing, if assume in the database the template is compromised, so we can cancel it and we can generate a new template using a new user key. That is a 16x1 new matrix can have a new template. So this is a way how the cancelability will be achieved. And revocability, that reversibility is not possible, revocability is there. And the third one is same user, different class matching attack, inter-class similarities. So is not possible because the features extracted are different, and as well as the user key, let's say based on his some characteristics we'll use, and we'll do some we'll generate a key, right? And that will be projected. Okay, so like that, this is a security analysis, and the results are shown here. Yeah. Any questions, please? 4:56. Any questions?
Thank you, sir. Dear participants, do you have any doubts?
So basically, different topics I covered. Yeah, here. So these are the different research problems. in biometric based authentication. So people can if you want in image processing or some areas, they can look into these particular topics. And one more, we can about as presentation attacks. That is part of the real and spoof. Yeah, any questions, please?
Dear participants, do you have any questions?
Sir, what is elective curve cryptography?
Sorry? Yeah,
Elective curve cryptography.
yeah,
ECC. Yes.
yeah. Actually, elliptic curve cryptography, we have to use some elliptic curve based method. Means the generating process is a little, require very less number of computations. So which is based on, I think, one focus on exactly what I have. The process will be easy, madam. Generating it also require a key and that algorithm, but only thing the generating process will require less number of computations. Like RSA, where it requires that logarithmic logarithms and different things. Okay. That,
Okay. Okay. Because it comes under modern cryptography, right?
yeah. You can refer, madam. Actually, we can refer some,
Okay.
literature. But see, I will show you the process I have, but exactly not follow. This is the work. And, the process encoding of this is the general elliptic curve and the key
Yes, sir.
generation process. Actually, one of my student has worked on this, not yet finished. That's why the partial results only we included. And actually, I need to check what exactly this one. And he told somewhere algebraic structure of elliptic over finite field and is an efficient encryption that can replace RSA. It uses elliptic or arithmetic to make sure that public key encryption that ECC generate keys that are mathematically more difficult to be reach, and they are more secure than RSA and requires less computation. That is the issue we have used.
Right, sir. Okay. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
I extend my heartfelt vote of thanks to Dr. Ailaya sir for his insightful session on efficient indexing techniques for biometric system. Your explanation of indexing methods and understand their role in improving biometric authentication efficiency. This discussion on security measures such as template protection, encryption, cancelable biometrics was highly valuable. Your insights on interclass and intraclass variation, retrieval challenges, and indexing were enlightening. Addressing issues like noisy data, spoofing attacks, and large-scale search optimization added great depth. On behalf of everyone, I sincerely thank Dr. Ailaya sir for his valuable time and expertise. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, everyone. Thank you, the coordinators, organizers, for giving me this opportunity.
Thank you, sir. Dear participant, next session will start within 2 minutes. Please wait for some time.